Today we continue with our class Laws of Yom Tov, and we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and we started a new topic. Not last time, the time before that, which is a big topic, is laws of tailors, meaning what is considered to be constructive purpose. So today's topic, constructive intent, and it says people who speak rechilus usually have some motives in mind which they consider positive one. The Torah's view, however, is that unless a motive is clearly constructive, the speaker is doing nothing more than gossip mongering, and his words are strictly forbidden. The most common constructive motives that would permit relating this information is to forewarn a person of someone else's intent to harm him so that the person can protect himself. To inform a person that someone is presently harming him so that he can put the end to the situation, or to tell a person that someone has already harmed him so that he can seek restitutions for the damage, if it is monetary, or at least prevent any further damage. Okay, so I mean he summarized all of the laws in this one paragraph. Okay, so let's do it again, and we're going to explain all of this one by one. Okay, so it says people who speaks rechilus. So rechilus meaning conveying that somebody said about someone, right, to the listener, right? So somebody said about him something, or about their family, their friends. Okay, people who speaks rechilus usually have some motives in mind, which they consider positive one, right? So meaning. Usually, but sometimes not. As we said, there is some people, they just speak. They like popularity. They like to be right, to be the one who deliver you the news first, right? Those are different category, but usually, many people not like that. I'm not sure what is the ratio, but okay. The Torah's view, however, is that unless the motive is clearly constructive, the speaker is doing nothing more than gossip mongering, and his words are strictly forbidden. So unless somebody is doing something like for constructive reason, we're going to list all of these examples and explain them. Otherwise, it's absolutely forbidden. Okay. So let's see. The most common constructive motive would permit relating such information is to forewarn person of someone else's intent to harm him, so that the person can protect himself. That's an amazing example, right? Right? So meaning we tell somebody that we heard that somebody is about to hurt them or about to do something to them or to their property. Okay, so that's for sure it's constructive, so he can protect himself, property, his family. Okay. Protect himself. To inform a person that someone is presently harming him, right? Meaning that somebody is doing right now. Maybe a person does not know, right? It's not exactly the same in the same second, but in general, right now, in general. Okay. Maybe he's he's doing business with an unethical person. So, and this unethical person is known as known thief. So he's harming that person right now. Okay. Next one. So that harming him now, so that he can put end to the situation. Meaning all of this are for sure constructive. Or to tell a person that someone has already harmed him. So, but it's only in a case where it's possible to get some restitutions from that person. Meaning, if it's a Jewish court, you would need witnesses. Right? If it's non-Jewish court, for example, if it's a non-Jewish court, so technically you can go to Jewish court and get permission to go to a Jewish court, or to the non-Jewish court, and try to recover the losses if they're going to agree. But we cannot go between a Jew and another Jew. We cannot go to a non-Jewish court. Right? And it's very interesting when we learn halacha of gezela, meaning robbery, in Rambam. So he said, he gave this example. So if you saw that somebody was robbing somebody else, right? So like if it was a Jew, one sec, sorry, not like a little different. So if a robber got something from a Jew, and you somehow you got it from a robber, you stole from the robber, let's say, right? So the question is if you can hold this item, right? So from a Jewish robber. Jewish robber stole from another Jew. Okay. So and you stole somehow you got it from this robber, right? So the halacha is that you not so the question is if you're allowed to keep this item. So and it says that yes, you're allowed to keep the item, most likely. Why? And unless it's something special and this guy, the owner, can prove that this thing actually belong to him. Otherwise, why? He cannot go to court because he does not have two witnesses that this robber robbed him. You understand? So most likely he already gave up on ever recovering this item. But if it would be so meaning that in most of the cases, of course, it's proper to return, but we're talking about halachic now. But in most of the cases when it was non-Jewish person who robbed a Jew, so you're not allowed to keep the item, you have to return. Why? Because the Jew never gave up on the hope to retrieve the item. Why? Because if he is going to go to non-Jewish court, they don't need two witnesses. Sometimes they don't need even one witness. They would accept even circumstantial evidence. Understand? So that's a big deal. Okay, so in this case, even if you tell him who stole from you, and the guy would not be able to do anything, so what good does it make? Understand? Somebody stole apples from them. Okay, so go prove that those are your apples. Okay, so we stop here. So let me see any questions. Okay, I think no questions on any topic. Okay, no problem. So we continue with our class laws of Yom Tov. And we start new topic. It's chapter number 30. And it's very interesting. It says using appliances on Yom Tov. In chapter 17, we learned that although cooking and baking are permitted on Yom Tov, it is nevertheless rabbinically forbidden to create new fire. As a result, it is forbidden to strike a match on Yom Tov. However, it is permitted to enlarge the flame or to add fuel to extend the amount of time that it is burned. It will burn. Okay, so let's do this paragraph again, and we're going to explain. It's very interesting. I explained somebody law. The person was surprised this Yom Tov after many years. Person did not know. I mean, sometimes you hear things, but you don't know how they apply. So we said again in chapter 17 we learned that although cooking and baking is permitted, right? So meaning if you had already fire in the oven, right, or you made new fire, meaning with a match, right, from pre-existing flame. You have a yard-side candle, 2-day candle, for example, 3-day candle. Right. So even though you're allowed to cook, but you're not allowed to create new fire. Extend from existing fire you can, from pre-existing fire, and transfer to somewhere else. It is the same fire. And just 1 second. So it is forbidden to strike a match. So that person, it's very interesting. So that person always when they need to light candles, they were understood, and or to transfer the fire from one place to another. So they have these long candles, matches, right? These long matches, and instead of getting fire from the part where we have sulfur, they always did from opposite side. And I said, why would you want to do that? Like that, there is no problem. And they said because it is not allowed. And it's not allowed to strike the match. said it's not allowed to strike the match. Exactly like when you strike the match on the back, so you create a new fire. But when you take it from existing flame, from existing candle, you're not striking the match. So that's not a problem basically. Okay. So and that's how you transfer. So if you need to bake on Yom Tov, I don't know what somebody would need to do, but let's say. So technically, let's say they need to bake on a second second morning. So they can take the fire from the candle, start the oven, but it's very careful. We must be very careful. So this oven should not be like electronic. It should not have electronic ignition. So we have in our oven, if you open, I think the lights go on. I mean, not like in all of the more like the ones that were made the last maybe 15-20 years, maybe 20, I don't know, maybe 15 years, 10-15 years. If you open the door, the light is going to go. I mean, of course there is like there is switch. You can switch it like before Shabbos. But I think most likely it is so our oven would what is it? It's regulates only electronically, so it's not going to work. The old one, yeah, it's like a knob, but the new one, so it's you would not be able to. But let's say you have the old one, old style, no problem, right? So you can start the oven, there is no problem. Of course, make sure there is no ignition, but then you have to leave it until the end of Yom Tov. If it's okay with you, I mean, that's fine. But first of all, it's going to be very hot, like lots of waste of money. Like, why would you want to do that? But technically, there is no problem. Continue. The law stated there, maybe in chapter 17, dealt with fuel and cooking apparatuses of the classic times, wood and coals burning, fires and ovens. So meaning we are allowed to add the fuel to existing fire. Meaning what? That you have a fire, right, and you can make it larger for a purpose of cooking. And I don't remember we said or not, but I'm going to say it just in case. So we remember, you can always also lower the fire, not to turn on, but but lower the fire if it's for the needs of cooking. Right? So it's not considered extinguishing. It's for you regulate for the needs of cooking. Okay, but only for cooking. You cannot somebody asked me a question. So the person wanted to save money or something, right? So they finish cooking, and if they can put it on the minimum, and maybe the wind is going to blow off. I mean, it's a good idea, I think, but I would say it's a dangerous idea. I mean, if you're there in a room, I don't know, for a long time, and you're watching this thing, there's maybe no problem. But to do it like initially, so it's going to happen, it's a little questionable. Maybe yes, maybe no. But to enlarge the fire, no problem. Modern appliances are subject to something different regulations due to the technologies employed in their function. We will now present halachas for these contemporary stoves and ovens. It should be noted, however, that the technology involved are constantly developing and changing, and these changes affect the halachic status of the appliances. Therefore, one should make sure to consult halachic authorities for the final ruling of these matters. Okay. So even the Shabbos oven. So when we were in a store, like when our stove just died, like after so many years. So we were in the store shopping, and we want to buy with the Shabbos mod for a stove. We don't use the stove, but just it's a good idea to have. And it's not like you can open and close. I mean, it's not like that. You can only one time open and that's it. So, but the same we can do even without this fancy schmancy addition, right? So that's what we do in the summer, right? When in the summer, Friday night. So my wife would cook very close to Shabbos, and just don't open the door. So because of the insulation, the food there is going. Of course, she would turn off the light, right? The food there is going to stay warm. Very nice. I mean, right? You don't need anything else. I mean, for Friday night there is a solution, right? So to buy this Shabbos mod, it's like it's not practical. Okay. I mean, if somebody needs it, of course, practical, but for us, it's not. Okay, so continue. Pilot lit gas stove and ovens. So as a pilot lit, so as been, it's old style, but these pilots are actually very cautious, right? Because there is no ignition, right? You just open gas and it started burning from fire, from pilot. Okay. So it's like you extending the light, the fire, extending the fire. Gas ranges and ovens are often equipped with a pilot light, which serves to ignite the flame in a burner or oven. If the appliance of this type, one may turn a new flame on Yom Tov, since it's really one igniting a new fire from an existing pilot light, right? So because the pilot's light it's always on, and sometimes it's very dangerous when like with these pilot lights, they don't take too much gas, but the danger is if they go bad, like go off, the gas will start escaping. That's dangerous, right? And plus it's like even it's a tiny flame, but still adds, because it warms up the metal and constantly, so it's like around the stove it's always hot. Okay, but as he's saying, it's the most kosher way, right? Because you just enlarge this existing fire. Ovens that have no pilot must be lit manually, and must be cannot lit with a match in ordinary fashion, since it is forbidden to strike match on Yom Tov. However, one may light a match by putting it in next to the flame, right? And the flame is usually your side candles, and use the ignited match to light the stove. So that's I mean, that's how we explain. So we always buy, I don't know, like 5, 10, 20 this what are the your side candles. Sometimes you need only for one day. For example. What would be the example for a first day of holidays, right? So you don't need two-day candle. So you need only candle. So it would burn like it says 26 hours, but when you buy a good brand, it's going to 28 and 29 hours. That's it's going to burn much more. 26. Yeah, I think it says 26. Right, but for sure more, right? For sure, that's a good brand, they burn more. But like cheaper brands, they can like stop at exactly 24 hours, and it's not a good idea. Or 25 hours. Sometimes 25 hours is not enough, because why? Because you accepted Yom Tov early. That's the thing. I mean, you're allowed to accept. Not always, but in some cases, right? Start early, like at least light the candles. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, and it burns, right? So meaning you after the first day ends, you need to light the candles, and that's it. And technically, you don't need the fire any longer. So you just let it finish. But when the second day is a yard side, that's the thing. So sometimes we'll light like one from another candle, but most likely in most cases we just buy a bigger candle, like 48 hours. Okay, it says 48 hours, but it burns more. Okay, no problem. So again, we don't create new light, but from pre-existing light. So B. So as we understand, if you have an electric oven, like from I mean, with the ignition, that's the issue. That's for sure the issue. So and this, if you have a Shabbos mod in more modern one, do we have? I'm not sure if we have. I don't remember if we have Shabbos mod. Maybe yes, maybe not. don't remember. But I mean, we don't use it. Like if we use it with the black, it's always on. So like who needs the Shabbos mode? Like we never put anything in the stove, but if we do, we will make sure we turn the switch off. So I mean, so it's not very practical. Okay. Right, but if somebody wants to create a new fire, so make sure that the ignition is off. That's very important. Okay, so B, electronically ignited gas stoves and oil. Here we go. Gas stoves and oils, which are ignited by electric pilot, may not be turned on Yom Tov. So I mean, I had this question. Somebody asked me, and of course, person said, "Yeah, but now." The wife said that they need a new stove. Cautious, so I said, "Please stop it." Like I mean, they explained me. I asked him like, "How old is your stove? Is it like 100 years old?" They said, "No, we bought it 5 years ago." I mean, these stoves are good quality. They can last much longer. They're not very rich people. So I said, I told them if they want to just disconnect, they like pull the plug off. That's it. But that's a simple solution. If you want to buy new stove, there is no problem. But if you don't want to spend money for whatever reason, there is no such obligation. Just unplug the stove, and when you turn off the gas knob, nothing is going to happen. I mean, the gas is going to go. Just use the match. The olden days. Right, but they say like electronic, of course, yeah, like you complete the electronic circle, this and that. So there are many reasons why it is forbidden. Okay. Okay. There are two practical methods of using the electrically ignited gas stove or oven on Yom Tov. Okay, number one, the burner should be turned on before Yom Tov, so that the electronic ignition is never used on Yom Tov. I mean, that's like no-brainer, right? So that's what we always do. Just leave it on, and that's it, right? So no problem. And second one, a cord providing electric current to ignition should be unplugged before Yom Tov. Yeah, exactly as we said. I mean, it's a simple solution, but some people don't think of it. But some people get annoyed that they have to like set time every time. After you unplug, you have to set time. I don't know what is that to be annoyed about. I mean, you want to buy a new stove, buy a new stove. Okay, so continue. So section C, gas ovens with electronic gas valve and igniters. Gas ovens with electronic gas valve and igniters. So that's, I think, what we have. The technology of stoves and ovens are constantly changing, with the increasing number of the function being performed electronic. So meaning what, like, why is it electronically? Because there are many settings in this stove. You say, for example, like, I don't know, 550 degrees or 350, whatever you set the temperature, and it's going to keep the temperature. You understand? So if you just keep if you turn like on olden days, you put the fire. She would look at the stove, right? Okay, this fire, that fire, little bigger, little smaller, and she would know like approximately what it should be. Like you have to be very, very talented person to know what the temperature, unless they have this thermometer, but it's a little more primitive. But today, you need to regulate. But today they do all of the regulation by themselves. Right, you say 350, and it's going to warm up gradually to 350, and then it stops, and then would keep keep the same temperature. Right, sometimes it would the fire is going to go up, down. So that's why you need all of the electronics. Right, on a top, on a stove top, you really need all of this. I mean, maybe there is some exist, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's easier to regulate in a stove because there is a climate control. I mean, because of the seals, there is no escaping of heat, at least not so much. Okay, so continue. The permissibility of using new type of ovens on Yom Tov, that depends on through understanding of the technology involved. So, for example, ours absolutely forbidden. It's very simple. Such the discussion goes beyond the scope of this work, and is any case rendered obsolete for further changes in technology. Okay. Consequently, whether a new type of oven is installed, one should discuss halachic implications with a knowledgeable halachic authority. So basically, like I looked at a few stores when we were looking to buy some years ago. So I mean, all of the electronics are out of the question. Some with the Shabbos mode, I mean, let's put it this way. So I said, who said that? And it was a very minority of opinion. Most of them do not agree. Right? I'm not going to say from what, because it's and some company they do not know. They say, oh, kosher, okay, so we're going to get kosher. Oh, it's kosher, it's better. Okay, we're going to make it kosher. That's it. You understand? Just because they say something is kosher, unless there is a reliable hashkacha behind it. So, for example, right? So it's almost not kosher. Like it was a minority of the opinion, and I read what he said. Did not sound very convincing to me, especially when all of the arguments against it. Same, we have a company. What is it? They looked at tablets, like jointed tablets, and inside they have a K, the letter K. So it's not reliable heksha, absolutely not. But they go to all of this non-Jewish business. It's they want to go kosher. I mean, who is going to get this heksha? I don't know. Maybe non-Jews would get, because they say it's kosher. Maybe who like to get kosher. Maybe some are reform. I don't know. Reform usually don't care. So, but if they a little care, so they would buy. But no religious person would buy that. You understand? But the company do not know. They say it's kosher, and on a website, like on the website of the store, you say, I want to buy kosher cheese, for example, right? Right. So right, and they give you all of these tablets cake. They're not kosher. Okay. Not reliable person. Okay. Unfortunately. Okay. So, okay. And how do you know, like, who is reliable or not? You go to kosher website, to kosher store, the website, and see nobody carries this brand, this satisfaction. It's very, very simple. Okay. All right. So as he said, and I confirm. So that's a lot of issues. So don't put yourself in that situation, right? And plus, in like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if you want to buy the kosher mod, like stove is kosher, I don't know, maybe more, I don't remember, whatever. It was like, I don't know, like 30% more. 30% more. Today's price is like not 30%, maybe 5-10% more. Like sometimes it's exactly the same price. I'm not sure what they changed, but in most cases it's not needed. Okay. So continue. D. Electronic cooktops. Electric cooktops. Electric burners. D. Electric cooktops. Electric burners do not have a constant electric current flowing through them. Once the desired temperature is reached, the electricity shuts off. Therefore, it is forbidden to adjust the thermostat, since by doing so, one may be completed and the circuit that gone off. Even the cooktops with the power on a surface light feature do not truly indicate whether the current is flowing and when it is off. Therefore, one may not adjust the thermostat even if the light is on. So before we continue, so those are electric ones in the regions and the countries that they don't have gas, right? So they use electric. There's no problem. Okay. So with electric thing, it's with this burner. So as he said, you never know whether it's on or off, right? Because there's an indicator that says the indicator. The way I understand, indicators show that it is working. So and the knob is torn, but this knob is like a thermostat, but it works exactly like, in some sense, like an oven, right? The electronic oven. So it keeps you put it on number 3, for example, out of 7. So you put in number 3, and it has this temperature built in, and that's it. It's going to keep the temperature. If on a surface, if it reaches this temperature, the current is going to be shut off, right? So when you make it lower or higher, so like this thermostat, you're going to maybe you're going to turn on this stove, which is the problem, right? Which is like absolutely a problem. With the gas, there's no problem, because you see that the gas is always on. Like you see the flame on. You can make it larger, you can make it smaller. But with the electric, you don't know. Unless there is, like, I would say, I don't know, I'm just saying, unless you have the old style, the way I remember, so you have this coil on top and it goes red hot, and that's it. So you cannot, like, no glass, no fancy schmancy things. That's would be clear. So that it is on. Okay. So but otherwise you would not be allowed to adjust. Okay. Whether it is permissible to adjust the thermostat of the electric appliance whose current is definitely on. So like an example that I just gave, for sure. You see the coil is red hot, for sure, right? That definitely on is a subject of much discussion. Here too, the complexity of the issue go beyond the scope of this work. And knowledgeable halakhic authorities should therefore be consulted in each case. Okay. So that's a big issue. So since I don't exactly remember reading why would somebody say it is a problem when the current is on, but okay, so let's leave it aside. He's not going to discuss, but the books that I bought, that I said before, what is it? Shmiras Shabbos Kihilchata, right? So these books, he discusses all the things, right? He goes in details. Okay, but we're trying to stay on the safe side. Cook everything before Yom Tov. Enjoy your Yom Tov, and plus, if man goes to shul, I'm not sure when they're going to cook. Like it's. And even women, like she's off, like if she's working, just be with the family, eat salad or something, like prepare before that. Okay. Continue. Electronic ovens. An electronic oven operates in a fashion similar to electronic burner. Electric oven. Electric current flows until the desired temperature is reached. Then the current turns off until the temperature drops below the settings. Here too, the oven indicator lights does not necessarily indicate that the current is flowing. So it just shows you that it is working, like that something is going on there. Accordingly, there may be a problem opening the oven door, since it might trip the thermostat to turn the current back on. And knowledgeable halakhic authorities should be consulted for this ruling. So the way I understood all this, I mean, we check only 1 or 2 ovens, like in this store. So we have the kosher store, like huge 3 floors, right? Store, and they have of course different equipment, whatever you want, but all of the possible Shabbos variety for refrigerators, for this, like huge store, all of the appliances, very interesting, Jewish store. Okay. Right, so we look at the 2, and the way the salesperson explained to us, I mean, it's useless. I mean, you can open only once, basically. But here, what he's saying, same issue with the opening refrigerator door. like similar. So they say for example, you set in the oven 350 degrees, let's say, right? So and it reached this level 350 degrees and it turned off, right? So now you open the door, cool air comes in. Guess what? It's going to turn on the oven, most likely, unless you open it for 3.5 seconds, right? Most likely it's going to turn on and it's like you flip the switch. There is no difference. I mean, it is difference. It's indirectly, but you got the point. Next one, opening the refrigerator and freezer. Some authorities ruled on Shabbos one should not open the refrigerator door unless the motor is running. So here's a thing as well, right? If the motor is running, they say like you prolong it. It's going to run a little longer because the more warm air is going to go in. But if it's off and you open and you treat it, that's for sure a problem. Okay. So again, some authorities ruled that on Shabbos one should not open the refrigerator unless the motor is running, since doing so, when the motor is off, may trigger the thermostat to turn the motor, right? So on. So that's however, on Yom Tov there is a reason to rule more leniently. Okay. And plus there is with refrigerators. I'm not sure what is the technology calls, but it is like in some stores, right? In some stores, like in some like the air conditioner, as soon as you open the door, like it started like blowing from the top next to the door, so like to prevent the hot air to come in, warm air. So same in these refrigerators. Don't remember what the technology calls. As soon as you open, like it starts like blowing cold air, which is for sure that it would be problem for Shabbos or Yom Tov. Okay. So 1 second. So let me see if we have any questions. Okay, so here we go. Yom Tov. The rough question about Yom Tov: are we allowed to lower the heat of blech on Yom Tov? We're not allowed to lower if it's not for constructive purpose. Only if while you're cooking, right? If you feel it's going to burn your food, yes. So for the purpose of cooking, you're allowed to. But after you finish, that's it. You're no longer allowed to do anything, because it's like extinguishing. Like, there are two separate melachas. One is to create the fire, and second melacha is to extinguish the fire. Right, so it's going to be extinguishing. Okay. Any other questions on the Yom Tov? I'm not sure. 40 minutes. So let me quickly see how long is the next chapter. Okay, you know what are we going to do? We're going to start next chapter, because it is very long. Would not be able to finish in one class, but we're going to split in two. So it's chapter number 31, and topic that we discuss in parts many times. Right, so it says treatment of illness and injury. So about what pills, who can take pills, who cannot take pills, like bandages, this and that, all this medicine, about cream, right, all these things. Okay, so part number 1, doing melacha or providing medication for an ill person. Okay, there is dispute among the poskim whether a melachas that are normally permitted for the sake of a hell nefesh may be done to fulfill special needs of ill person whose life is not threatening. Okay, I'm not going to explain. He's going to explain in part 2 about the. Let me just quickly say, because I think it will be very beneficial. So 4 categories of sick people. We're going to return, but just so we have a basic idea. So sick person whose life is in danger. So that's it. The person has a heart attack. Somebody, I don't know, giving birth, whatever, right? So like life in danger. So you're allowed to do anything for that person. Second, a sick person whose life is not in danger. So, but he has some ailment. I don't know, like bedridden, maybe fever, like somebody has a flu. Of course, people die from flu, but only from complication after the flu. So don't, right? But life is not in danger, right? And third category, localized ailment that cause discomfort. Somebody's have a headache, right? Headache or severe headache, even not severe headache, just headache, discomfort, like pain in the arm, in like I don't know, like stomach pain or something. Okay, so it's third category. And fourth category, a minor ailment that causes little or no pain. Maybe toothache. I mean, it's annoying or this and that. I mean, but you can say, or it's, I got a paper cut just recently from a cardboard. So it's like actually it's such a painful thing, right? This paper this paper cut, like it's unbelievable. Right? Do you need to go to the doctor? Do you need to take medicine? No. Like it's annoying, but technically we can survive. So it's a fourth category. So now we're going to go back. Right. So it's good that I saw that it's the next chapter. 1 second. So let's do the sentence one more time. There is dispute among the poskim whether the melachas that are normally permitted for the sake of a hel nefesh. So a hel nefesh, what person needs to eat, right? Need may be done to fulfill the special needs of an ill person whose illness are not life-threatening, right? So meaning maybe in a second category, and in the second category. I think we're talking about the second category here. Meaning life is not in danger. Okay. And of course, we're not talking about cooking, because if you can cook for yourself, for your family, it's needless to say, you can cook for that person. And we're talking about Yom Tov only. Shabbos a lot different. Okay. Right. So what are we talking about? The basis of this dispute, is a rule that there are melachas that are permitted only for the sake of this sick person. Okay. And a necessity common for the most people, like with all of these things that we said. For example, they're taking a shower, like a complete shower. We said it's not necessity for all people. Or we said smoking, right? Smoking also. Some people smoke. Maybe in some countries many people smoke, but in Israel, I was surprised. Like, a lot of people smoke. I mean, like we got like past that a long time ago. Like even that. I mean, maybe in places where cigarettes are cheaper, people smoke more. But where I live, it's like very expensive. I think like the last I saw like advertised like $24 a pack. To be a very rich person, right, to afford this. I think the government is doing very well with like suppressing smokes. I mean, people smoke, but not as much. $24 a pack. It's a lot of money. Okay, so continue. Some poskim state that since most people are not ill, right? So meaning it's not needed. The special need of ill person cannot be considered common to most people. Right? What is it? Shavel chol nefesh. Common for most people. So it is not common because most people are not ill. So it's not common to all people. Okay. Others contend that recuperating from illness is a need that is common for all people, and whatever must be done to effect the recuperation is therefore considered shavel lechol nefesh. It is considered the need of all people. So I mean, when our sages argue about something in disagreement, and when you see one side, right, and we see another side, so who is right? Exactly, both of them are right. and we don't stick in our opinion, because you see, one opinion says, yeah, most people are not sick, right? And it is true. But second opinion says, yeah, they're not sick, but we're not trying to make it more sick, right? But we're trying to recover, and recover is common for all people. All people wants to be healthy. It doesn't matter, like a person is dying, they want to be healthy, or a person not like a normal person, 20 years old, everything is working for them, they also want to be healthy. So it's need for common for all people. Okay, they're running 5 miles every day. Okay, so continue. The same dispute pertains to the use of medication. Use of medication. The sage is prohibited using medication for a minor ailment on Shabbos. So as last category, fourth category on Shabbos. See below definition of minor ailment. So we're going to get to it. Before we continue, why medication are not allowed? Because we have one of the melachas, grinding, right? And even until today, the emblem of the pharmacy is what is it? This bowl, right, and a pestle, and that's how they would grind all of the herbs, right? To make the powder, that's it, right? So, and this that doesn't matter. Of course, you're not grind the herbs. You have all of the pills, and nobody does anything in the pharmacy. So I saw what they do in the pharmacy. They get like a wholesale, like big containers, and they, for example, they need to give you like 3 months supply. So they put it in a scale or something like that. They have all the equipment, and that's it. Then they put their own bottle. Put a sticker, and that's it, right? Nobody does anything. Like they God forbid, like in olden days, yeah, you would go to this pharmacy, and the pharmacist would weigh on the tiny these scales, precise mixture, this and that. So but it was a long time ago, right? Nobody does that, right? But still, that doesn't matter. Even the technology changed; it does not make any difference. The law is the law. So, but there is some leniency, right? As we're going to see, this leniency. Why? We're going to see why. Those who consider the needs of ill person is to be shavel chol nefesh. Meaning that it needs for most of the people, meaning to recover. Hold that the medication may be used on Yom Tov in all cases. On Shabbos, I don't think so. But at least this opinion said that in all cases you can use the medication. So technically, if you can hold, right, like if you're okay to not okay to take medication, it's fine. But somebody have a migraine or something, like they cannot. It's too much. Like they cannot withstand it. So of course they can take the medication because it drives them crazy. Okay. Those who take opposite view hold that the prohibition against medication applies on Yom Tov just on Shabbos. Okay, so on Shabbos everybody agree. Okay. No. I don't want to say everybody agree. Those who take opposite view, meaning that it's not common for all of the people to be sick, right? Hold that the prohibition against medication applies on Yom Tov just on Shabbos. Okay, on Shabbos we don't take, at least in the first 3 categories. In the first category for sure. Everything in the second category, when life is not in danger, it's depends. Okay. So, for example, if somebody is taking medication, for example, if somebody is taking antibiotics, and they say, the doctor says 7 days or 10 days, 3 days, whatever days, doesn't matter. Whatever they say days, so you must take. You don't break on Shabbos, right? So all of this same with somebody have a high blood pressure, right, or like a thick blood or something, like they need to take the medication daily, twice. You must take it because you're endangering your life. You're not allowed to. Okay. But we're talking about here more about people who just sick temporarily. Okay. The final ruling The final ruling in this matter is that abide by the stricter view. Okay, so meaning that we don't take. But since there is a lenient opinion, so we're going to see how we can use it as well. Thus Melachah may not be done to fulfill special needs of ill person whose illness is not life-threatening. So what does it tell us? All of the only first category whose life is in danger, for them we can do, for others we cannot. There is exceptions, but continue. And minor ailment may not treat it with medication on Yom Tov. Okay. However, the restriction against Melachah means only that it is prohibited to do Melachah to fulfill the needs that are unique to ill people, such as carrying medication through the public domain. Okay, so it's very interesting. One of the permissions that we have on Yom Tov, as we said in the beginning, that we are allowed to carry things, whatever we need for Yom Tov, through the public domain, even they don't have Eruv, right? But here, since it is not common for all of the people, so to carry medication, so they say not. With regard to the basic necessities, such as food, an ill person is obviously no less entitled to the dispensation of hell nefesh as a healthy person. Meaning, if you need to cook special food for that ill person, there is no problem whatsoever. As we said, it logically, needless to say. There are many further details concerning the treatment of the illness on Yom Tov. These laws are very similar to the laws pertaining to Shabbos, and will be presented in synopsis. Okay, so they're going to present the synopsis, but we're going to add and explain Beezrat HaShem of halachas here. However, we shall see below that the second day of Yom Tov is treated more leniently in regard to this matter. So first day of Yom Tov, as we said, it's biblical for sure. We know, right? Since the calendar was established. But the second day of Yom Tov, as we said, it's prohibited. It is not prohibited. It's a rabbinic decree. 1 second. Turn it off. Sorry. It is a rabbinic decree. That's why he said that there is some leniency. Significantly, the restriction against taking medication for minor ailment does not apply on the second day of Yom Tov, except Rosh Hashanah. So one more time, significantly, the restriction against taking medication for minor illnesses. So it's like second two categories, or at least the last one. So it does not apply on the second day and. Besides Rosh Hashanah. What is Rosh Hashanah? Rosh Hashanah, as we said, it's one long day. It's like, of course, it's 2 days, but we consider one 48 hours day. So even though the second day is, as we know, like it's a rabbinical one, but we keep it everywhere in exile and in Eretz Israel. Okay, so we can stop here. Guess we did part 1, introduction. Okay. So let me know. Actually, one second. Sorry. Okay. So let's see if we have any questions. I can answer now. Okay. So it was one question. So all of this from last time, I give so okay. So it's from last time. So from today. So it says if sweat is considered tameh, which is why we cannot touch uncovered parts of the body. Okay, correct. It is still considered tameh if the sweat seeps through our clothing, and we touch it from outside of the body, or to touch all sweat, or to touch all sweaty clothing. That's a very good question. So I would say, by the way, I don't remember learning it, but I'm just going from logic right now. So if it's wet, then it is considered tamei, but it's wet. But if it's not wet, so it's not considered sweat. So what does it mean? So wet halachically means if you touch. So if a person's like work a lot, or right, and his clothing sweaty, right? So if you touch with a finger, like and you feel the moisture, and you put it on some other object, if this object is going to be wet, so that's considered to be wet halachically in right halachically. So if not, there is no problem. Okay, so that's not a problem. But if it's like soaking wet, some right, so that's that would be a problem, of course. So in all clothing, just because they dirty, because right, the person did not do laundry, yes, and was soaking, they were wet before. There is it's only like if you can like fresh sweat, like meaning still moisture there. Okay, continue. Shalom Kudarov. Question about Yom Tov. We said that. Sorry. Question for later, Kudarov. When getting married and receiving a ksuba, is it also recognized as a non-Jewish government? Does one need to register their marriage with local government for tax purposes? Non-Jewish government, I don't think they recognize ksuba, right? Can you say that you're married if you don't register your marriage in this in a city hall? I'm not sure. I mean, for government, I'm not sure. I mean, for our purposes, person is not obligated to register their marriage in a city hall, but usually people do. Okay, it's very interesting, right? Very interesting. I had a question today about ksuba. Also, I was very surprised about asking about ksuba. It's I mean, you don't get these questions every day. And the question was asked. So this lady said, if somebody's changing name, right? So I'm not sure she was asking about herself or somebody else. Doesn't matter. So sometimes when people change a name, people are sick, so they would add a second name, right? So usually for sick person, Chaya meaning life, right? Or Chaim, right? For a man. So it was he was Moshe Chaim, right? Or we had to name to one guy in my show. I mean, the elderly person, he was very sick, but in his case, they switch the names. Like his name was Eleazar, and the other Chaim Eleazar. Okay, so that's the Chaim Eleazar, not Eleazar, Chaim Eleazar. I was a little surprised, but I mean, doesn't matter. So in this case, okay, so this lady asked me if she needs to rewrite ksuba or personally. So it's not such an easy question. It's not. So I had to do research, have to consult with people. It's very interesting. And Moshe finds, and what we found out, Moshe Feinstein Zatzal said, so it depends if this name was used for 30 days. So if somebody is sick in the hospital, let's say, right, and they add a name for him, right, he was Moshe and he became Moshe Chaim. If nobody's calling him by this name, like, okay, you added the name, but that's it, right, nothing is going on. So for a man, if he's going to be called by this name, by people around him, or people call him to the Torah, Aliyah for the Torah, yes, in this case it must change ksuba, right? Ksuba. Why? Because it's his new name. So everybody around him, let's say he's going to live another 30 years, and in this ksuba said that Moshe sign up this amount to I don't know, Rivka. right? And time comes, and guess what? He said, "I'm not Moshe. Okay, I know this woman, Rivka, but yeah, but I'm not Moshe. I'm Moshe Chaim. Two different people." Understand? Of course, we can take it to Beis Din. It's not so easy, but technically, it creates a big halakhic issue. So in this case, we would change. But if it's elderly person, nobody is going to call him by this name. I mean, let's say they use only secular name, for example, or it's a woman. If nobody addresses her, if she has a secular name and she has this Jewish name, and nobody call her by her Jewish name anyway, right? Or nobody's going to call her by this double name. So it's like there is a name, but halachically that does not change her real name. So in this case, not necessary to change ksuba. So it's very interesting. But if she insists, and I know it's proper if a child has a double name, so call Miriam Rivka, right? So it's double name always. Tamar Rivka, whatever, all these double names. Okay. But if nobody's going to call you double name, so I mean it is your name, but it's not. Unless, as we said, it's a man who is being called to the Torah. So everybody, like he has usually have like a card for each person, have the your site, all the like personal information. So that's a different story. Okay, so that was about ksuba. Okay, so government recognize. I don't think it. First of all, it's kibro, right? And they do not care, but what they do care, actually, rabbis have to, they can get like certification, right? They pass a little test and get certification from the government, at least where we live, and they can register and they can register marriages. So you don't have to go to city hall. So this rabbi can register for you. Of course, there is some fee, but I mean. You don't have to go to spend time like stand in line, stuff like that. So it's also beneficial, right? So I think that this is the better way. So rabbi that did our chuppah, did he have this or not? I don't remember. This registration, I don't remember. Okay, continue. Next one. Shalom Rav, a question about Shabbos. If woman has a severe pain for her menses on Shabbos, is it allowed to take a painkiller? So it's like if it's unbearable, it's the meaning unbearable that she needs to lay down, right? So that's in this case it would allow to take painkiller. But if it's like annoying, I would say not. Okay. So again, I mean we're going to see that the different different categories, as we said there are four categories, but it depends if she's in a second category or a third category. If it's just annoyance, like severe, like real annoyance, not the minor, like severe annoyance, or it's like a person has to take to bed, like not life threatening. Okay. Next one. Does the change in name in case of pikuach nefesh also work for non-Jews? Should be, or if so, how it should be done? I'm not sure. Tell the truth, I'm not sure about non-Jews. I mean, the Jews is there is special procedure. Usually it's done. You can check your siddur in the morning, like on Monday, Thursday when we read Torah. So we call this person if you can come. So this person, the latest one that they changed name in my shul, so he could not come. So he's bedridden. But his son-in-law came. I mean, he always comes. So he down. He sits in next in my row actually, right? So they called the son-in-law and they did it with a minyan and we did Mishaberach and bless him and stuff like that, right? So but every time when we pray for him, we say Chaim Eleazar, right? But about non-Jews, I'm not sure. Okay, next one. So the Rav question about names. You want named through the idolator's means, like fortune telling, or by professional idolater. Is he obligated to change his name? It's a good question. So I tell you what. I know a few people in my life that start introduce themselves and say, Rabbi, call me like this. I say, whatever you tell me, I'm going to do it. Like I don't know you. You introduce yourself, and the person said, like two people said, I don't want you ever or anybody to call me by my real name. So it's like I don't know your real name. Like the person is very something disgusted with their names, and because it's connected to their previous life, they're very very sensitive not to use this name. So if person is like that, so of course we said of course change the name as soon as possible. It's something like that. Or another person reached out to me, so his biological father passed away, so he said, I want to change the name, I want to change the last name. I said, okay, you can change whatever you want. There is no thing. I'm right. It's very interesting. Like all come in the same period. I think he reached out to me yesterday. I think it's a nice kid. Why? Okay, so he's disgusted, but maybe with his name, with his last name. But are you obligated? Again, if you feel that something bad, like bad fortune, like it affects you, like psychologically, change it. But otherwise, there is no thing, no problem. Okay. So again, people are called Menachah, right? There was killed the king Menachah, the worst of the worst. And there was a tribe, Menachah, not forget that tribe, like Menachah, Yosef's son, the holiest of holy, right? We bless our sons, like that you should be like Ephraim and Menachah, right? So the names, unless it's the names of the idols, that would be a problem. But otherwise, it's like if it's like good people name like that and not good people, so there is no problem. But again, as I said. So I had two people in my life that said that they hate their names. Okay, that they were given to by birth. Okay, for whatever reason, no problem. So next one, Kadurav, is it in regard to sweat being tameh? What should one do if he tend to have sweaty palms? Sweaty palm. That's a good question. 1 second. It's keep jumping. Sweaty palms. Should they keep washing? No. Okay. So first of all, if they dry, there is no problem. So it's only sweat like it build up like in hidden parts. That's for sure. Even if it's dry. So I mean, if it's like we assume that there is a sweat there, even if you just wash yourself, right? You just took a shower, so and 15 minutes later you scratch your back or something. So we assume that there already sweat developed or you did not wash well. So basically that's the thing. So but you need this sweat is considered tameh. It's only in the cases when you need to pray, right? Or you need to say the blessing. Right, or you need to say blessing or learn. Okay, so but even in these cases, if you wipe on a napkin or something, there is no problem. Right, and plus usually they say if you're already learning, if you're in the process of the learning, and now because your palms become sweaty, and now if you're going to wash again, that's it's going to detract from learning. Forget it. Don't do it. Okay, that's it. So no problem. Okay, so continue. If couple has children while in the process of conversion, okay, do they have to change the names of their children after conversion too? I mean that's they can keep if they have Jewish names, for example, they can keep their old names. There's no such obligation to change a name. Okay. Because I mean the soul changes, so it could be like one person's Moshe could be like serial killer, right? We have actually we had a clip from a lifetime life example, right, from my shul actually, and what is his name? Moshe. If you look on Wikipedia, right, on other Moshe Uritsky. So that was like a communist, and I read up on him, right? Like he was in yeshiva in his early days, right? I mean, in Russia, and I'm not sure till what age, but of course he did not go to like older boys yeshiva, but then he dropped out and became a communist, and he was in like this what is it, the secret police. But not secret, they did not keep it secret, but basically like kill everybody who do not agree with them, who is a rich person, or you're a rich person, you're from those, or you're from Zar or something, so we're going to kill it. So this type of people. And I think they kill him very early, like revolution was 1917. They kill him maybe 1919 or something, like 2 years, but in these 2 years, he did a lot, killing, a lot. He was in charge of the whole city, like, I don't remember what city, but big capital, maybe Leningrad, I don't know, whatever was it. So like, and like there are many stories like this Jew, Moses, right? They call him Moses. Of course, Moses is Moshe. There is a Moshe, and there is in my shul there is a guy, and he said when he introduced himself, he said, "My name is Moshe Uritsky. Have you heard about me?" I said, "About my ancestors." I said, "I know, sounds familiar, but to say that I heard of, I don't." And he told me, and he told me this story, that I'm related to these guys. So I say maybe they like spelling maybe different, maybe this, maybe that. I mean, how does he know? Like, I mean, there are not so many generations. Maybe he was a younger fellow, so it's like maybe great grandfather, right? So it's not like many three generations, great grandfather. And then he said, open up your phone, open up Wikipedia or another site, I don't remember, like picture, and he said, I opened, I said, so he said, look at me, and he turned like sideways. I had almost had a heart attack. It's not exactly, but very close. I mean, there is a different in age, but to that guy. So that one is Moshe Uritsky, and this one is Moshe Uritsky. But this Moshe Uritsky, he's in fire department, right? It's very interesting. Fire department saving lives. I mean, he's like some kind of inspector, like fire prevention. Okay, but this holy tzaddik and his family, they for many years they had they gathered people, single people, like widowers, like single guys, in their home for a Purim meal. Right? So everybody wants to have a fun or Purim meal. Who needs these single guys? Somebody, like some of them not taking very good care of them. Let's put it this way, right? And the elderly and this guy. And how did we find out this year? I heard him asking Rabbi, "Can I have a hall like there's room? We have like extra room," and that's how we found out, right? Because of course he did not say, he was a very modest person, but like he lives in the house, right? Not huge. He had so many people from different neighborhoods that want to come to him and his family, so they could not hold them contain in one house. So he actually rented. I mean, of course he got it for free from shul, but it's very interesting. So that's the only reason how we found out. I mean, we heard from other people, but he was always shy. I mean, people knew, I did not know, but he was always shy to keep it in hiding, right? Very humble person, right? So there is Moshe Uritsky, and exactly Moshe Uritsky, like 3 generations later, nothing to compare to. You understand? So name is very important, but not so important. Okay, so that's a long explanation about the names. Okay, so very interesting. So next one, Rav, in regard to this, okay, that's fine. Question about legitimacy of marriage. Okay. If when one gets married, the witnesses were not kosher, resulted in the marriage being illegitimate. It's a huge issue, right? And we actually ask many people to get remarried. Some people are reluctant, many people are reluctant, they don't want to, but it's a huge issue. And the couple have kids before having legitimate marriage, correct? Yes. Do the kids count as born out of wedlock? Yes. So they're not the what is halakhic consequences? There is no halakhic consequences of this. So the father is still a father, the mother is still a mother, and they're not mamzerim. So right. So the mamzer is only when the married woman cheated with somebody else, right? Or she, it's one like the most common case, or she was with somebody that she was not allowed to be with. I mean, that's a better definition. So she was with chas v'shalom with her brother, right? He was her father, like, right? So all of these are mamzerim, right? If she was raped, I don't think a person the boy is mamzer. I don't think so. Okay. But children out of wedlock, so we even for example, if somebody like had a fire, right, a fire in the house, and like even local fire, but the ksuba was burned, so they're not allowed to he's not allowed to come back to with his wife at home, right? Not allowed. So they have to go and write new ksuba with a rabbi. Absolutely, yeah. With new witnesses. Okay. So next one, Rav, on names. So let me see how many questions. On names, is one best situation to pick a new name for after conversion, or it is better to get assistance from someone wiser also knows him, like a rabbi? Toda. About names, so I'm going to answer a little differently, because it's very important information as well. So when couple when they're pregnant, right, when wife is pregnant and they think about the name, so usually it's not a good idea to get involved with the names with your precious suggestion. You usually like in-laws from one side, from another, your parents, his parents, get involved, because this couple is going to, I mean, they can advise, but this couple is going to get this name by B'siyata D'Shmaya. So there's a special help from heaven to them. Of course, they have to pray how to name this child. You understand? Because name means a lot, as we understand. Okay, so I would say in this case, actually this guy, so like his biological father died, so he wanted to change the name. He asked me about the name, so I sent him to websites. I mean, you can look online, you can find this website about Jewish names, and I don't remember what was it, but just look, some of them like did amazing job. They would pick all of the biblical characters, like from what verse, like what story, even like synopsis of the story about this character, right? And when you read about characters, so whatever you want to pick, you can pick, right? Right. So let me know if you have any doubts. I would say I would see if I know anything like bad about different characters, if I remember the different characters with this name, but have a bad implication. But otherwise, that's what it is. Yeah. So you pray to HaShem to get, and whatever is closer to you. Okay. So continue. On names. If someone converts and keeps his old Hebrew name, may he assume that new soul will get he'll get will be similar tikkun. Test consider these things are connected with the old name. No. As we just explained about this Moishes, like exactly the same name. I'm not sure what is the. Oh, he's not Moshe. I mean, we always we call him Moshe, but he's a Moshe Leib. So my second name is Leib, and he's also Leib. Very interesting. He's Moshe Leib. Okay, no problem. But we call him Moshe Leib only when he's being called to the Torah. But in normal regular life, we call him Moshe. Okay. So right. So again, there's no connection. Name with tikkun. Okay. Because soul is the tikkun is going by the soul, not by the name. Okay. So next one. Question about halachas of brachas. Okay. I wonder what is the brachas on smelling cloves. Cloves are herbs, I think. It's herbs. Keep jumping, sorry. Cloves on Kitzur. The Kitzur says that the Baremine Bisamim. While Mishnah Brura says the Baremine Vesamim. So Bore Atzei. So Atzei is what is it? Is a tree. It's like in general, like shechakol. Which one should we follow when you are using it's for havdalah? Oh no, okay. I'm very glad that you put the last sentence. So for havdalah is different. In havdalah, it's usually we do mixture, right? Mixture of this. Some if you like the cloves, there is no problem. But usually people do mixture of these things, and we always say baremine vesamim. Why is baremine vesamim? It's like shechakol. Why? Because people would not know the difference, right? So in order for people, and since not everybody smells things, right? Only when you're planning to smell things that like fruit or something, then you say the blessing. But if you're not smelling them, there is no problem. You're not obligated to say the blessing if they don't smell strong smell. Okay, so that's why our sages say on doesn't matter what you do on for havdalah, you say barem minei bisamim. Right, very interesting. So some people do on tea, right? On tea, like I don't know what's the tea? Earl Grey, for example, right? So, or some other like nice smelling tea. There is no problem. Okay, so. So on this legitimacy of marriage, continuation. Thank you, good enough. In this case, if the wife cheated, does it count as adultery? So if let's try to understand the question. It's not such a simple question. So they got married with a chuppah, but let's say one of the witnesses was not Shomer Shabbos, and in the midst of that she had an affair with somebody. No, it's it's not an adultery. It's not an adultery because they were not married. So they were actually sinning by living together, and of course she sinned more with her relationship, but it's a different story. Okay. So next one, question about name. Okay. When a convert dips in the mikveh, should she also get B'siyata D'Shmaya for the name? Usually, yes. So you're not obligated. On one hand, you're not obligated to to get the name right away. But many people have the names like 7 years before they convert. I mean, I'm just joking. Like they have names before anything else. Okay. So, but usually it's before that. So they have to give you certificates. In some places they don't give you a certificate right away. They want to hold back for see if you actually absorb it for a year or I don't know 6 months, whatever they decide. But in some countries, when people would convert because they want to leave the country, so they said we're going to hold the certificate for 3 years. How about that? You understand? And that's the breaking point for many for all of these fakers, right? So meaning if somebody wants just to leave the country as a Jew, right? Maybe to go to Israel, something. So they say, look, at 3 years I'm going to wait. I'm going to go through this process of conversion, maybe a year, maybe more, like 1.5 years, or whatever is it, right? And then 3 years I'm not going to get my papers. Like who needs that? I'm going to find a better way, like cheaper way, like faster way. So that's, I mean, I think it's very, very smart. Whatever when this rabbi explained to me, said that's amazing. Okay, so and then he said we have to protect the public from all of the fakers. I agree 100%. So next one, it says that in the book Birchos Eliyahu that Sephardim must say send brachas even on the things like perfume and soap. Perfume and soap, okay. Perfume and soap, okay. How does this work in practice? If you're in the bathroom, yeah, we don't say the blessing, and you want to smell a shampoo, do you have to leave the bathroom and say bracha, or are you exempt? No, you're exempt. If you like, you don't have to put yourself in a situation to say the blessing. If you want to eat something or you drink something, yeah, that's that's a must. So if you're in the bathroom, so you go out and you say the blessing and that's it. Or so from some, not even in the bathroom, from you're in unclean place. In a place that they smell, whatever they do, does not smell good. Okay, so you have to leave that place, say a blessing. But if you're in the bathroom, you want to take a shower and you have body wash smell with peaches, I don't know, something like that, right? So you're not obligated to go. So don't smell. So just use it as a body wash, right? Perfume is also it's very interesting about perfume. You're allowed to say the blessing only on a substance. So meaning if somebody put too much cologne, like all the clowns, or perfume, right? So even on your wife, so you're not allowed to say the blessing. Why? Because it's not the substance, like substance dried. You understand? The smell is there, but there is no like a substance. If you want to say the blessing, take the bottle and make the blessing. Okay. Continue. Some people like put so much, especially a younger fellow, that too much cologne, like you passing by, so you start choking. At least I start choking. That's too much. Next one. Is there any meaning behind child who had the name give only after some months after birth? Yes, yeah. So that's do it. So if for example boy is in a critical condition, HaShem, right? So we give a name to a child, to a boy at this circumcision. So even though the parents know what the name is going to be, maybe their parents know or some other people know, but like it's not public knowledge how they're going to name a child. So only when during the circumcision, so they would allow they would announce the name. So there is special formula. It's in our Siddur. So it says, and now this name is going to be known in the nation of Israel. This Eliyahu Shimon, right? Eliyahu Shimon. Okay. So, but if this child is sick for whatever reason, right? So some Some children get born undeveloped, 6 months or something, right? So they have to go to incubator for a month, for 2 months, 3 months, like that depends. Some like have unfortunately some even surgery. These poor children. So of course we call it tinok. Tinok meaning a baby, right? So we say we pray for Tinok ben Rivka, right? So his mother is Rivka, so we pray for his Rifah Shlema. So we don't give him a name. With girls, it's easier. So for the girl, father is being called to the Torah, so they give him they give her a name. But with the boy, is we said. Okay. So let's do a few more questions, and I want to go to that book on the Yichud. So it says, it says that, okay, sorry. Is it? Sorry. It's keep jumping, okay. So continuation on a question about the name, convert dips in the mikvah, she also get B'siyata Dishmaya the name, okay. Should one use this B'siyata Dishmaya, or would having the Rav do it for them be wiser? I think a person know himself better, unless they very have so close relationship. The Rav has have idea, then yes. But otherwise, like I would say just read. So before doing anything, just go to one of these websites, even two of these websites. And again, I don't remember the name. Somebody asked me, like, I told them you can check on the website. Person want me to send them links. Whatever, I send them links. But you can read up, like, on all of these biblical characters, and then see whatever you like, right? And then whatever is closer to you, right? Because you know your nature better than anybody. Okay. Next one. If when the kid was born, he was named after his father, but his mother always called him another name because she never liked it. After his father liked it, then his parents get divorced, and his mother legally registered him again with this other name that she chose. What name is the one which actually connected the person spiritually to the? I mean, I think the first name, the first one person was born, they got the first name. So if you're talking about Jew, I mean, if they register, so this registration is also actually valid. Just so we know. Like if somebody wants to change the name, of course, as I explained, so we did it officially for this guy, but is it absolutely necessary? No. If people start calling this person by a new name during the 30 days, so that's technically enough, right, for them to change the name. So that's not such an easy situation. So maybe person, like, if everybody's calling him by this, like, by original name and second name, right, and second name, so that's could be an issue. Could be an issue. What name should actually connected to the person? So right, that's a good question. So I would say when person converts, so if a person does not like his name or your name, better to change it, right? But as we said again, if even like if this case, like a Jew was born after the father, I mean usually Ashkenazi custom, like, forbidden to name after the living relatives, right? Why? Because it's we name people only after the dead people, right? So you have a great uncle or something, like a big tzaddik. You have grandfather, this and that. So yeah, you like he's no longer here in this world. Yeah, you can name after them, like to honor them. But otherwise, we don't. But Sephardim, some of them do, right? Have you heard Yaakov ben Yaakov? I never heard that. Let's put it this way. I never heard, but the custom is that they allow. Okay. Or Moshe ben Moshe. I never heard these names. Okay, but technically, maybe they would not call after their father, but maybe after a grandfather. I mean, child grandfather, while grandfather is alive. That's no problem. Okay. So next one. Question about niddah. When a woman is niddah, is she allowed to put her perfume for the husband? Yeah, there is no problem. There is no problem. Yeah. It's actually like it's very interesting halacha we just learned recently, maybe a few weeks ago. If she's in the mourning period, right? So she lost her father, she lost her mother, or somebody close. So and it's in 30 days after the wedding. So she's allowed to put perfume on. It's very interesting. That perfume like makeup. Okay. Here, I apologize. It was a perfume, yes. Okay. So next one. I could say if one of the house, if one's house gets flood with a sewage water, that's what we get, and it has terrible smell. What do they do for brachas and praying? So of course, I mean, when you have something like that, you're not allowed to pray at home, right? You're not allowed to pray at home, so you have to like do something like to get rid of the smell. Okay, I mean, when I said we had something like that, it's when we have Hurricane Sandy at many years ago, when all of the water where I live, so it went from the sewage, like from the sewage up, but from the sewage up it did not smell because of this like ocean raised the level, so it was like flooded everything. So most of the water was this ocean water, not of course it's from the system as well, but it was very, very diluted, so it did not smell. Very interesting. Right. Okay. So next one. Is it true that husband and wife not allowed to eat alone together while she's niddah? If so, how can the husband and wife not navigate it? No, they're allowed to eat together, but it should be some kind of separation between them, especially if they kind of people they would eat from each other plate. So he's not allowed to eat from her plate, but she's allowed to eat from his plate. Meaning, even if she finished eating and she went to not finished, she's in the middle of the eating the dinner and she went to the bathroom or something. So he's not allowed to take from his plate. But if he went to the bathroom, like for example, she's allowed to take from his plate, but not while eating. So that's why they say like create some kind of separation. Right? Almost the same separation. When people eat, one have a daily meal and another have another person has meat meal. Meat meal. 1 second. Technical issues. 1 second. I don't know why is that. 1 second. Okay, I think we're good. Right. So basically, so they would not. They would know that not to eat from each other plate. But if people never eat from each other plates, for example, my family would never take from anything from anybody ever. Okay, so there is no problem. So we can eat at the same table. We have a couple in a process of conversion. Should they start to keep family purity laws? With exception deep in the mikveh as a practice? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So all these things, like the better you prepare, the more like you accustom yourself to it. That's absolutely, yeah. That's absolutely right. Mm-hmm. right? With all of the blessings, so like, right? Because the like after person dips, the this after the second the person dips, he or she obligated to do everything. What everything? So if you never done it, like everything is going to be strange to you. That's a big huge issue, right? To change your life. Okay. And remember things. But when you start before and you train yourself, that is amazing. Okay. If husband and wife are allowed to share food from their plate while guests are over. No, it's not. No. That's a very good question. No. It's very immodest. It's like holding hands or something. Right. It would be very, very immodest. Right. So, all right. So let's hold on. And so if you want to write question, you can write question. But let's do a little of this book. Okay. So we continue on this section, second factor, if I remember correctly, right? And if a person has psychiatric issues, right, or physical issues. Okay. So it's section B and B7. It says Yichud in the cases of androgyny, saris, right? Androgyny, it's I think when the organs, like male or female organs, are hidden, so so we don't know whether it's he's male or female. Of course, I mean, if you do a surgery, so like you would be able to discover. But in olden days, they, as we understand, they did not do surgery. Okay, so like this person is maybe man and maybe a woman, right? So next, so there is many halachas about this person. I'm not sure how often it happens in like in today's world. I'm not sure. I never researched it. And second type of the people is saris, inuk, transgender. So inuk is the one who was like castrated, inuk, and transgender is okay, transgender, etc. So meaning they pretend to be somebody else, right? So of course the inuk cannot have relations. This androgynist, I'm not sure if he can, or he or she like can have relations. I'm not sure. Also, that's very interesting category. And related gender the deviances. Okay, so basically, like it's like a very sad category to be in. I mean, all of these categories are sad, but okay. So let's see. Yichud with androgynous individual, hermaphrodite in parentheses. There is with a physical characteristic of both genders. Okay, right. So. Okay, so I said it's hidden. What is hidden then? So hidden it's another category. I don't remember. So androgyny meaning both it's male and female organs. Okay, this physical characteristic of both genders is a subject to the certain conditions, and androgynous may not be in yichud with a woman, nor may a woman allow herself to be in yichud with androgynous. So meaning since I guess he has the male organ, so we're not allowed. He's not this individual is not allowed to be with a woman. A woman is not allowed to be with him or with this individual. Okay, because this seclusion is considered conductive to arise. Okay, so meaning they have both organs. So okay, that's the thing. However, if a man may be in yichud with androgynous as long as androgynous does not exhibit exclusively female features. Okay, so maybe it's a male and female. Okay, because a normal man feels no attraction to androgynous. Okay, so I mean, yeah, so I mean, maybe if he has a beard going or something, I don't know. So right, so normal men. Men feel no attraction to androgynous. Okay, So the way I understand, they're very similar to this transgender, but transgender brought it upon themselves, but androgynous was born like that. According to some poskim, a man is forbidden to be in Yichud with the androgynous individual. Very interesting. Unless there is a difficult circumstances, one must follow a stringent ruling. Is in case of Yichud midaraisa, right? So unless very difficult circumstances, since some poskim say that don't be in seclusion with such an individual, even they do not exhibit exclusively feminine features. So, okay, all right. So hopefully we're not going to never be in this situation. I mean, that's scary people. I think this transgender is they're sick people, like they're mentally sick. Okay, but that's a different story. Okay, so continue. Where the hermaphrodite has undergone gender surgery. So meaning this androgynous, they remove some organs, whether woman or men organs. That's crazy. If an androgynous individual undergoes surgery to establish a specific gender, the halacha regarding Yichud would depend upon the extent of the surgery. For example, if the surgery removes all traces of male organs and leaves the individual with exclusively female organs and feminine features, the individual will be transformed halachically into full-fledged female. So before we continue, so let's try to understand. So this person have both organs. So if they did surgery, they remove male organs and remove all of the features, and now he's looking like female. Meaning, the way I understand, they give hormones like pills or something, right? So they look like female. Okay, no problem. So like halachically, since it was questionable, so this person was not male and he was not female, so it was questionable. So now the doctors did whatever they did, like to remove this doubt. So okay, so we can consider like what is he's a woman, I guess, in this case. I mean, this individual is a woman. It's not like he was he. Accordingly, she will be permitted to dress as a woman or a girl and will be permitted to be in seclusion with other girls and women without concern of Yichud. Very interesting. Conversely, she will also be forbidden to be in seclusion with a man, and man is likewise forbidden to be in seclusion with her. So that's very, very interesting case. So this transgender, I mean, we didn't get to it, so let's see what halacha says about them. I think, I don't know. I don't think we accept what they do to themselves, but this one for sure, that's very straightforward. Okay, so meaning if they remove all of the traces and it's woman, so it is woman. Okay, so next, so continue. Halachic shilos in this vein was asked of Maran Hagaon Rav Eliashiv Zatzal regarding the case of a child who had been born androgynous, but had undergone corrective surgery as a baby. In that surgery, a male organ was completely removed so as to establish a solely female gender. The child had reached the school age and was now enrolled on Beis Yaakov High School. The school was concerned about Yichud and other halachic issues vis-a-vis the woman teachers and staff because her female gender might not be fully established on halachic grounds. Meaning, okay, let's finish reading and I'm going to explain what it says here. Rabbi Eleazar replied that if the surgery resulted total eradication of male organs, then her appearance is completely feminine. She is permitted to be in Yichud with other women and girls, and would be forbidden to be in Yichud with any man, just as the other woman would be. So I mean, that's, as we see, this ruling most likely is based on this response of this holy Rabbi Eleazar. That's all. Okay. Okay. So I mean, so I guess the concern was of this teacher, the way I understand. So maybe the other female features are not going to get developed. Okay, that's what they are afraid. So when you're talking about adult, that's more or less understand. But when you're talking about a little baby, it's not so simple. Okay. So now number one. It's like, I don't know, Yichud with tumtum. Oh, okay. So that I meant tumtum. Sorry, with the tumtum, and it's gonadal dysgenesis, Turner's syndrome. Okay, that's, I never knew like this in English translation. Turner syndrome. Okay, there is no issue of Isur Yichud with the tumtum, right? Gonadal dysgenesis, also called Turner syndrome. There's an individual whose gender is ambiguous and undetermined because of the seclusion is not conducive to arise behavior to either party. So like everything is hidden inside, right? The organs hidden inside. So I mean, that's what it is. So like genitalia. I mean, that's what tumtum. So there is no problem to be in seclusion. Why? Because they cannot have relations. It's not a man and it's not a woman. Okay. So that's what I meant. Okay. So number two, Yichud with salis, transvestite, transgender, etc. Okay. Yichud with salis, inuk. So like regular, I mean, from Torah. Of course, this transgenders garbage is from recent years, but from Torah is inuk, right? So meaning the person, but he cannot have relationships. Okay. Yichud besides also totally lacking any hormone impulses. There is total impotence due to his condition. Is not technically forbidden because Yichud is clearly not conductive to arise conduct. Okay. But so technically, so we did not finish, but technically it's not forbidden because nothing is going to happen. He simply cannot. So like as we said, sick person, sick man. But there is however. Of course, I mean, okay, so. It would be like not appropriate. Like there is Maris Ein, right? Maris Ein, you know, that the people would see it and they would suspect there's some impropriety, which is not good. Okay, and this I added from myself. However, Yichud is forbidden with transvestite, transgender, etc. I'm not sure what is etc. mean. Whether the individual transgender, transvestite, whether the individual merely views him or herself as a member of opposite gender, or even if she underwent a surgical change of gender. In all cases, then the individual remained halachically bound to at very least by the gender of birth, while the other of she original gender must now refrain from Yichud with him/her in consideration of her new gender. So let's read again and we'll try to understand. He gives an example. But these people, they put themselves in this situation, so we go by their original gender, by birth, and plus, since they start behaving like toward and did surgery toward the new gender. So we have to treat them stringently in both cases, like he's a man and a woman. So that's of course the problem. Okay, I never met a person like this in my life. I would probably would get I don't know, shock. Hopefully, HaShem would spare me. Like it's very filthy in individuals. Okay, I mean, if a person was born like that, it's one thing, of course. But like to do that to themselves, so we have to understand why filthy individuals, if they feel that he's a girl. So it's very simple. Like he's saying or she's saying that HaShem made a mistake. Right? HaShem does not make mistakes. Some people are more feminine, right? Men a little more feminine, and some women are more masculine, and sometimes like they dress like that, right? And until they start speaking, they start so some women they dress like baggy clothing, like like a guy, right? Like a guy, and but it's actually a girl, right? It's very interesting. So one more time. So this Yichud, there is a transgender transvestite, etc. Whether the individual merely views him or herself as a member of opposite gender, or even some meaning without any surgery. So even without any surgery, he said, "I want to go to the woman's bathroom." I'm not sure how they're going to receive him there in a woman's bathroom. I think they should kick him out, right? Or even if he slash she understands the surgical change of the gender, so this case is more serious. In all cases, the individual remains halachically bound, at the very least, right, by the gender at birth, because they can always go back, I guess, unless it's surgery. While the other of his slash her original gender must now refrain from Yichud. All right, with him and her consider her new gender. So I mean, from both sides, we stay away from them, from these filthy individuals from both sides. I think, but they suffer from this. I think. Okay, so continue. For example, it is forbidden for a man or a woman to be in Yichud with a man who underwears surgery to change into a woman. Similarly, it is for both of them, right? So he's a guy, so he cannot be with a girl, and he cannot be with a guy in Yichud. Similarly, it is forbidden for a man and a woman to be in Yichud with a woman who underwent surgery to change her into a man. Note the procedures are forms of castration, mutilation, are halakhically forbidden. See the also not below. That's a different story, right? So we're not actually we had a question or a few similar questions. If we're allowed to do a plastic surgery, right? So and that's exactly as we answer. So these all mutilations are forbidden unless she has like her nose like crooked like this, and or huge, or I don't know, like some big mole on her cheek or something, like some like really scary things. Yeah, in this case, yeah, we would allow to do plastic surgery, but otherwise, like it's absolutely forbidden. So I had plastic surgery, not a plastic surgery on my nose because it broken several times, so I could not breathe. So I mean, it was hard. It's not like I was able to breathe, but it was a little hard. So it is a plastic plastic surgery, but it's for a health reason, right? It's not like but if somebody changed the form of the nose, that's the problem. Okay. Continue. Transgender is different from the ordinary saris, Enoch. Transgender. Okay. So Enoch, as we said, he's impotent, right? Because unlike the ordinary saris, the transgenerate retains hormonal instincts and urges, right? So as we said, this sadist has no instincts, no energy, but this guy still has. Yeah, he's trying to be girl, but he's a man, and also assumes the physical features of the gender into which he/she was transformed. Right. Therefore, Yichud of a normal man or a normal woman with any of this individual is conductive to arise, right, and therefore forbidden. I think that these people would go with a man, this transgender with a woman, with dog, with cat. I think that's because the change of life, like it's based on the sexual desires. It's not like some ideas, like some holy ideas. Like that's it. That's it. So I mean, they can feel more feminine, more masculine, and be normal person. Okay, that's it. But they decided to show like to go over the surgery and all these pills. I think they drive the body crazy. I think this the way I understand. I'm not a doctor, but I think that they would suffer like hormonal pills. Like women that try to do many things not to drink these hormonal pills because it's like destroys the body. But these guys do it on purpose. I mean, of course, maybe you're talking about different pills, but still, right? So of course he's crazy, this guy, right? So even though he said that my name is Monica or something. Continue. Moreover, individual exhibiting these depravities invariably preoccupied with arise obsessions. Here we go. You see, even before reading, like they preoccupied with arise obsession, right? And are thus perverted in the very promiscuous. That's it. So they do not care with whom to go, right? So very promiscuous. They therefore fall into the severest category of prutzim. Prutzim is not modest, like lewd people. To whom the rules of Yichud are the most strict ones. See chapter 4. Then chapter 2, I guess. Right. So meaning, it's understandable if person like makes the goal of their life to change the gender, and I don't think insurance is going to pay for my nose surgery. Insurance paid because I had the hard of breathing, so it was it was a medical surgery. But for these people, I don't think insurance is going to, like why would they want, right? And we understand like it costs a lot of money. It's like serious surgery to do that, right? So meaning they into this the depravity, right? Moral depravity. Men undergo a surgery, change the gender of a woman. No, I apologize. So they're prutzim, basically. No, gender change operations are halakhically equivalent to saris, castration, right? A serious Torah violation. It is therefore halakhically forbidden and also moral depravity for a man to undergo surgery to change his gender to that of a woman, and for a woman to have herself surgically changed into a man. It should emphasize that halakhically a corrupt immoral behavior patterns exhibited by transvestites, transgender, etc., or other LGBTQ. Okay, proponents, even if not involved in surgical procedure, for under the severest arise prohibition in the Torah. So basically, that's the main goal. They're sick, so we treat them as sick people. Try to stay away from this. Okay, so we can stop here. To be continued. So I just look a little ahead. So half of the book is actually like deep study that we're not going to cover. It's in Hebrew. I mean, deep study. So the book is not that bad. I mean, not that. I was thinking it's like 1,000 pages or so, like 600 pages. It's less. Okay, no problem. So okay, let's see. Any questions? Next question, Shalom Kodorah. If women transform from androgyny, allowed to get married? I think so. Yes. So she's a woman, 100%. Yes. So it was again is with androgyny, the person has both organs for men and for women. So it was not decided. I'm not sure if they're going to take pills. I'm not sure about that. But once there is they did this surgery and remove all of the other organs, like not these other people, no problem. Shalom Kadorah. A question about Yichud. Some use chemical castration medicine to treat a tumor that fed on sexual hormones through the stop and sac hormone production. Does this count as transgender status halachically if one is allowed to go through such treatment halachically? Okay, so let me read again. Some people, one person asked me like many years ago, and I know he said actually proudly, he said, I'm sick and tired. He has 2 children, and he actually was divorced, like fought his wife in the court to get children. I don't know why would men do that, but he did, and he said proudly, I'm not going to have any more children. That's it. That's enough. I said, why are you saying that? You can get married. He was younger. Maybe the late 30s or something, right? They said, no, I did tie the pipes, or whatever it means. He explained to me, so not to have children. Like crazy. I told him it's not allowed according to halacha. I mean, he did not care about halacha, but he was very proud to have this pipes tight. Okay, that's craziness. But let's go to this question again. So, question about Yichud. Some use chemical castration medicine to treat the tumor. Chemical castration, it does not matter how person was mutilated. Just so we know. So it's actually in a Talmud. This famous story about the spleen, right? That David HaMelachah removed the spleen from his soldiers, so they can run without tiredness, right? I'm sure you heard about this story. So, but one of the sages said it was like he did not do surgery; it was actually through some medicine. Okay, so that's right why he was allowed to do that mutilation. It was a whole sugi. I don't remember why he was allowed. Did they ask the question? I mean, maybe for a betterment of the country. I don't know, whatever it was. But it was through the medication for sure. And I think in that place they also discussed a few other things where they do the surgery through the medication, and that's how actually, that's actually how we recite. Compensation for pain, right? So what was compensation for pain? How logically decided. So if person, let's say if a ruler, right, king or something, so he said, we're going to remove your hand. We're not asking you, right? We're going to remove, like with a sword, right? Without any anesthesia, or we can remove it through the medicine. Medicine, some cream, apply some cream, and it's going to fall off basically, right? How much you would pay us to remove your hands? Removal of the hands is not a question, but with a pain or without pain. So that's how they calculate. It's very interesting, right? Of course, the more richer person, he would be agreed to pay more, but he has he must be in possession of this money, right, somehow. And the poor person said, "Look, I have I don't know, 3/4. You want to take 3/4, but just do whatever you need to do." So it's very interesting. So from poor person we collect less, and from rich person we collect more. Okay. So this, so it's about this chemical operation, right? So of course, it's mutilation, but chemical. I'm just explaining to you that it's not a new thing. So like all of the topics wherever we could think or could not think, all of them were discussed in the Talmud, and all of our sages, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein and so on, especially. So he brings all these things to life, and he goes directly to the Talmud, and that's why many people, even especially in his time, did not like him. Right? They thought that he's very arrogant. So you hear today's story that he was very humble, but people at his time they thought that he's very arrogant. Why? Because he would bypass like all of the later Torah. I mean, not all of them. He would refer to them sometimes, but like he would go directly to Talmud and decide halacha. I mean, you have to be Moshe Feinstein. Okay. 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 So again, some use chemical castration medicine to treat tumor that fed on sex hormones through the stopping sex hormone production. Okay. So that's what they do. Does this count as transgender? I think so. I mean that because the end result is the same. I mean, the way I understand from description, the end result is the same. Is one allowed to go through the such treatment halachically? If his life is in danger, so that's a key phrase. If life is in danger, yes, we would allow for a person to go through this surgery, but otherwise not. Right? Like this guy, when he told me, like, looks like everybody knows about this story. Not everybody, but some other people. Yeah, I asked some other guys. Yeah, it's very popular. Became like men tie that tubes, whatever tubes, not to have children. Crazy. Okay. Yeah, but halachically he's like this Enoch. Okay. So next one. Can the androgynous person or a person with the disease just mentioned be counted as an extra person to allow Yichud between the man and the woman? I think so. We can. It's not 100%, but in my opinion, yes, we can count as a person, yes. Or this Saris, like he's like since he's allowed to be in Yichud, so yeah. So next one, so Shalom for androgyny people, there is a halachic reference for which gender they choose? No, they can go the whole the life like this. So we have to understand this surgery, like it's a modern invention. I don't know, from 10, 15 years ago, right? So before that, okay, so like nobody was going to cut anybody. So they were living like that, this undecided gender, right? Is there any halakhic preference for which gender to choose? I mean, whatever I think in this case we ask them. I think that's my understanding. It's not halakha. I mean, that's my understanding. Being a man more preferred because the obligation to study Torah. Actually, you know what? That's an amazing thought, and now I remember that we learned something like that. Right. So to being a man, yes, it is preferred because of studying Torah. Yes, more responsibility, more reward, basically. Yes. So next one, since Yichud with an impotent man would be permitted because there is nothing can happen, why would Yichud with a 3-year-old girl is forbidden? So technically, I mean, the perverts, as we understand, so they might have relations with a 3-year-old girl, right? and these relations halachically considered to be relations. So when we say halachically, meaning as we know, like the nature of the people change over the years. So Rivka, as we know, Rivka Menus, she got married when she was 3, according to Russia, right? According to Midrashim. So she was 3, and when she met Eleazar, she was carrying the pitcher on her shoulder. She gave him to drink, so it must be a big pitcher, right? All other people, and she watered all of the camels. So camels drink a lot, and even though it says the water is okay, go carry one bucket one time, like to these camels. Okay, we're going to see how many buckets you can carry. As adult, forget about women, men, like healthy men, how many buckets? It says, I think it was 10 camels. So, and this 3 years old girl, that's what she did, and same with other things. So nature changed. So in olden days, even though Israel did not have relations until much later, that's why it says that they prayed only after 20 years, right? So 10 years he was waiting for her to get matured, 13, right? 13, and then another 10 years. Right, because he was living 10 years with his wife, right? So after technically, halacha is if a couple got married after 10 years, they don't have children, they actually obligated to divorce. So today it's much easier, and we can rely on technology and see if doctor says the problem is with him. Is proven beyond any reasonable doubt. So in this case, what is the point of divorcing? So in olden days, they would divorce because they suspect the problem is with her, right? With her, and now he can get married to somebody else and have children to do the mitzvah, right? But if he cannot have children anyway, so what's the point of divorcing, right? But and plus today. In many times we rule leniently, and we don't push anybody to divorce. If they want to stay married, yeah, they stay married. If they want to divorce, they can divorce. Basically, because it's hard to get married to begin with, to push people to divorce. So it's like a little hard. Okay. So basically, there is no guarantee that the person is going to get married. Okay. So I jump back and forth. Oh, so that's why. Okay. So going back to the question. So the Talmud says that relations with a girl before 3 years old. So this, if she would lose virginity, of course, like if somebody had the relations, this I think is going to grow back. Right, but after 3 years old, after 3 years old, it's not going to grow back, and she would be not virgin from now on. Right, and it's very interesting. And our sages said it was actually the Talmud, another story like that. So they say, yeah, like this one day may make such a miracle, right? And another sage said, yes, I tell you more. So it's actually depends even like birthday, for example, if she was born on Rosh Chodesh, right, Iyar, just any date, Rosh Chodesh Iyar, right? And if they declare if the first day they decided the Rosh Chodesh Iyar, like based on the logic on that day, and then the witnesses came and they testified opposite. So they actually said no. We said yesterday was Rosh Chodesh Iyar. No, it was not. So today is Rosh Chodesh Iyar. So technically, if God forbid this little girl had a problem yesterday. No, not like that. Oh no, it was. Let's say retroactively. Yesterday was Rosh Chodesh, not today, but opposite. Yesterday was Rosh Chodesh, and she was violated today. So since it was not Rosh Chodesh, so basically she was still 3 years old, right? So maybe I like mix up things, but since the bottom line, since she was still 3 years old, because even after they changed, so HaShem is going to change the nature, and they think it's going to go back, and she would be considered virgin again. Understand? So that's what how this 3 years old is important in halacha. Okay, continue. For Saris, do we have the same obligation learning Torah as normal men? Yes, yeah, I mean this thing does not change. Just because he cannot do this one mitzvah, so he's does not exclude him for all other mitzvahs, right? So same is not married men, right? Yeah, they also not allowed to have relations, but they are obligated to learn Torah. Boys not men. Okay. Next one, Karova. If on selective surgery, elective surgery, so was the liposuction performed by Rabbi Eleazar, mentioned in the Talmud, permitted because although it was not for the medical reasons, he wanted to double check his holiness, which would be some sort of cheshbon nefesh, and therefore a mitzvah. I mean, it's one thing, but we know this, like very heavy people, they don't live long, right? Because if you know people with big stomachs, I mean, he looks healthy, but all of them have a back problem. Why is back problem? Because the vertebrae like overloaded, right? So you have a bicycle and you deliver it, I don't know, like vegetables, like boxes of vegetables, like that's not a bicycle. It was like the developed designed to support one person, not one person and seven boxes of vegetables or heavy things, right? Or cement or something. Okay, so that's the issue. So today, if it's and they have a higher chance of to get in like strokes or something like, so it's not for beautification. It's mostly like to save his life. Okay. I mean today. Okay. Shalom Aleichem Kodra. On this separate subject of converting, how many insurmountable obstacles to conversion would be indicating that our conversion is not with the will of HaShem? That's a very good question. So let me think about this question. So basically, the person has all the obstacles. So if person wants, so HaShem would let him in, I guess. That's the way I see it. Right? As Rabbi Reuben Shlita said when he was fighting with this missionary, he said that the phrase, it was an amazing phrase. He said, we are going to try, and we will die trying. So when you're on the holy mission, so you're on the right path and you're sincere, so maybe Hashem wants you to cleanse you more. So that's it. All of this, we have to understand, all these obstacles is to cleanse us more. That's it. That's what it is. And see how much is what was it? How much you really want it. So some people I know, like they hit the first obstacle in their life and they quit. Right? Some people converted with reform. They understand. Fell, got up another time, another fakers, and now they on the third time is Beezrat HaShem will be very successful. Orthodox, the right conversion. But if a person, they lose hope because of first time, okay, maybe they should have do a better research, but doesn't matter. Like it's a test if you want it or not want it. You understand? And I know many people who it was little resistance. You know how many people contact me and I send them I mean, on a different channel, I have like introduction. This I went over this book. Welcome to Judaism. Like some highlights. Here we learned like deeper stuff. Some highlights about Jews. You know how many people I sent and they never came back without learning anything. Why? Because it's not for us. And so it was not even obstacles. So HaShem, he wants only the best. Like the worst one we have. I mean, bad ones we have liberals, have in politics with Hollywood, all of this garbage we have. So we need only good people. So and all of these people who are not strong and to be a Jew, you have to understand. Like today with what's going on in Israel. So all of the Jews around the world, like liberal, the professors in the colleges, they got very clear in their head. We don't like you. We're gonna kill you. So he thought that I'm American, I am Canadian, I'm European, I like this country, I'm ready to die for this country. And they say, we want you to die for sure, right? Not for this country, just because you're a Jew. So it woke many people up, right? So same is here. So like a person is not ready to die, and we should never be to this test. So maybe it's better for them not to convert. So because of some obstacles, you understand? So that's a test. HaShem sent the test, and remember, HaShem sent us only test that we can withstand. So if somebody says, actually, I have a clip about it. If you say that person said, I cannot withstand too much, so the person is lying. Okay. So next one. On the same issue, family purity. I heard a non-Jewish couple which have no intention to convert, but keep these laws because they attain positive result through it. Would this be considered stealing on their behalf? No. I mean, because it says that they attain positive result. That's it. So they do it for ulterior motives. There is no problem. Same as people. I know, like in my job, I remember many Jews. Not Jews. I wish Jews. Christians, they would keep kosher. I mean, the guys say, when I go to supermarket, I try. He would eat bacon as well, but when he go to supermarket, he said I would always check if there is in this thing, whatever he's looking for, milk, for spaghetti, whatever, if available in a kosher. So he said I would buy kosher. I know you Jews are smart. You would not eat garbage like us. And that's like I heard many times. But he was he did it not because God said so, not because it's law, but because he said that Jews are smart and they would supervise the process, and they would reject all of this additives, whatever they add, preservatives, all of this GMOs, all of this garbage, like from animals, like injections, like for coloring. And so I mean, did he keep kosher because of the Torah said? No, for their own benefit. So same here. There's no problem. They think it's good, better for them. Absolutely, let them enjoy. No problem. So next one, question about virginity. Virginity fixing surgery is available in some countries. Is this halachically permitted? Is the flesh surgery? If the flesh is surgically fixed, is she considered virgin halakhically? Let's put it aside because it's a serious halakhic question. I don't know. I have my ideas, but I don't want to answer because it's a serious thing. Okay, I never look into it. Okay, so let's see. Continue. So some questions just so you know, I remember what I said to put aside, and I answer sometimes, like if I get around, but usually I don't have time for that. Like to look, like unless it's very simple, like this one, the name to the ksuba. It was pretty simple, but okay. So continue. is it possible then 1 year in a time of Avraham Avinu was longer than years now? No, it was that people mature faster. That's it. Like even today, like you go to different countries and like third world countries, and you see the boy there like in 5 years old, 6 years old. They like a little today is like 35 years old American. He can cook, he can take care, he can go and sell, buy. Yeah. So that's forget about Avraham Avinu time. Even nowadays, right? You see, you go to Israel, you see these boys like they mature, much more like they go to army, like the boys who go to, they become men, right? So I mean, like responsibility. He's 17 years old or 18 years old, like has a tank. He's a commander of the tank. He's in charge of the guns, this and that. So like the more responsibility you have, the more faster you mature. Okay. Continue. I know a few Jewish boys. Unfortunately, in my neighborhood, they live. A second moved in. The first was there for maybe 5-7 years already. So they went actually to military. I'm not sure. Like even though they went to yeshiva, they saw yeshiva, right? And then they did not know what to do, and they recruited to go to army. One of them was in like 15, 12 years. Then army went to Iraq several times, I think. Had like purple heart, this cross, I think. So he was wounded, stuff like that. So I mean, to say that they become very, very mature, I don't think so. I mean, it was waste of life. But we got the idea. I mean, when you give responsibility, people mature faster. If you have many children in the family, so if she's older sister, what is older? 9 years old, so she can change the babies, she can do this, she can do that, like to help her mother. So that's maturity. Other like 30 years old, she knows how to take care of nails. She's still not married. You understand? So that's the thing. Okay. So liposuction permitted for medical reasons, halachically, but not for cosmetic reasons. Yes. Yeah, because as we said, it's clear danger to health, right? To like heart attacks or other things for sure. Right. Next one, Shalom Rav. If we cannot afford to live in Jewish community, it is permissible to live in a trailer in a community. I mean, you can live in a trailer. What is the problem? Or conversely, to find Orthodox Jewish community we can afford in another country. Is it possible to discern where there is a Beit Din that does conversion in other countries? So that's a very, very interesting question. There is like some community not in the cities. Right, so I know one not too far from, actually far, I mean, relatively not too far. So they have a big yeshiva, big hall, huge hall, and I think it's in Pennsylvania. What is the name? Whatever the name is, I have the name. So, and it's very cheap, maybe 4 times cheaper than where I live. Right? The jobs, I don't know. Maybe the jobs, I'm not sure. I mean, but people people do survive, and many people move there because it's much cheaper. Right? It's much cheaper. There is no problem. So if a person have a choice to live in a trailer, I mean, if person is comfortable with the trailer, but of course we pray, and HaShem send us sustenance, and something is going to work out. Miraculous. HaShem has His own way. He does not need our calculation, computation. So He showed that if somebody is interested, like very pushy, so He's going to give this person opportunity. Right? As I don't know how we got to this clip. I usually don't watch other people, but this person I watched. I don't know why. this person, a religious person. So he said it's a phenomenon only in Jewish community. There is nothing like this in the world. What? That poor people and rich people live on the same block. You understand? Because just because they're religious. So in other community, poor people is this side of the town, rich people that side of the. But with us, he said it's absolutely different. So like, of course, somebody has a better house, some simple house, but okay, but still on the same block, in the same neighborhood. You understand? It's very, very interesting, right? Because HaShem provides for those and for those. But we have to pray and have to do our best. And remember, whatever calculations we do, HaShem is laughing at our calculation, and He's going to bring parnasah not the way we want it. We invested like our efforts, but from different perspectives. So as I always tell to my students, so don't pray for any specific things. Pray for HaShem to help you to relieve you from this headache. So say, HaShem, I want to learn your Torah. Please, think about this. So me cannot pay my mortgage, like my rent. It's killing me. HaShem, please help me. Please, I want to do your mitzvahs. Just free me, help me. I don't want to do it for you. I don't want to do it for you. I want to bring your glory to this world. That's it. So that's how we pray. Don't tell me, please give me this job, that job, this opportunity, that opportunity. He knows better what is good for us. Okay, so I think we answer all of the questions. So it's very interesting. Class and very interested in this laws of Yichud. All right. So thank you very much, and for joining us. Please join us tomorrow. We're going to continue with kosher kitchen. All right. Good night.